everyone. Thank you for joining us in this episode of
Don't Spill the Tea.
Start Over. We didn't say first episode.
First episode!
Okay, here we go again. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first episode of
Don't Spill the Tea.
In this episode, we'll be focusing on Phoebe and her views as a traveling teen.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's see. I guess we should introduce ourselves first. Phoebe, you introduce yourself first.
Okay. I'm Phoebe. I'm 15. I'm her daughter. I travel and I'm homeschooled. Facts about me.
Very good. I'm Shannon. I'm her mother. I homeschool her. And I travel. So, okay. I guess we should jump right into the questions.
Yes.
Since we're talking about you and traveling and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay. Well, we'll start out with the hard one.
Okay,
The
the hard one.
The hard one.
The hard
first
one.
Yeah, the first one.
Alright.
Carol asked, I'd love to know how Phoebe makes and maintains relationships.
Okay, that's actually an easier question, because I get asked it a lot. I maintain my relationships through my phone a lot, which is horrible as that is, but it's how I stay in contact with people. Please stop staring at me.
Okay. You're talking, I was looking at you.
Through, like, Skype and Messenger and stuff, it's become really, really easy. What makes it hardest, though, is if people don't want to stay in contact, then that makes it really hard, because then I'm the only one texting them. But if they want to put in an effort to actually be my friend, then it makes it really, really easy. And when we're in, like, RV parks and stuff, I meet a ton of people there, and I make friends everywhere. It's really, really easy to stay in contact with people and have friends. I have a lot of really close friends, which makes it quite easy, because I know they'll stick around. They know too much, so they kind of have to. But, yeah, it's pretty easy to stay in contact with people.
Yeah. One of the things I think that's been really cool and interesting to watch and see as far as relationships go is how through, Facebook Messenger and things, Phoebe has brought kids together across the United States that would have never met before or have never developed relationships before, but now these kids have relationships because she does like a group chat with all of them. And
we have a massive group chat, and so like all my friends in Tennessee and my friends in Texas and the few friends that I made in New Mexico, we're all in one big group chat, so we're all kind of friends, even though a lot of them haven't met. So even my friends that wouldn't have met people from here, they're becoming friends with people from like Texas and New Mexico and Colorado and stuff, so that's really cool. You're really loud.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to question number 2. Do you miss public school?
Not at all. I really, really don't. My brother might, which you'll hear about him in another episode probably. But I personally do not miss public school at all. I didn't like it. I didn't learn. I just didn't enjoy it. My teachers were good teachers, but they didn't actually teach me anything. They were nice. I didn't know how to read for a long time, or I couldn't read well. I wasn't doing good in math or anything, so I wasn't actually learning much in public school. I didn't do well. Now I can go at my own pace, and I can learn what I want to learn. Like, for this year, I want to learn psychology and stuff, so I can actually take classes and stuff I enjoy. So that's one thing I love about homeschool, way more than I did in public school, because, yeah, you can take classes that are available, but if it's, like, you only have what's available. If there's something you really want to learn, then learn it. You can do that with homeschool, but in public school, you're sectioned into stuff that you only have these options.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy it. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. A lot.
Okay, well, how about prom and dances and those things? Are you concerned about any of those, or missing that, or, you know?
Not much. My friends that I do have that go to public school dread prom and dances and stuff. And if, like, they've invited me to them, I've been invited to dances and proms and stuff. Which
You've gone to one.
I have gone to a prom, and it was fun. It was a fun prom. But would I want to do it again? I don't know. Because, like, it's a lot of fun to go to and stuff, but I don't know if I want to have to go to one every year. I feel like it'd be, like, not fun anymore. Because you have to spend a ton of money on a dress or a suit, and then just go hang out with people that you may or may not enjoy. But I don't care much for it. I can dance at home. I can do that, and I do it a lot. And I sing a lot at home. So, like, I don't see a want or have a need to go to prom or a dance. But
What, if anything, do you feel like you might be missing out on? Is there anything
missing out on?
Yeah. Feel like you're missing out on anything?
Missing out on stuff? I guess it'd be the social interaction. Like, yeah, I have a lot of friends and I talk to them all the time, but that's only through my phone. So, like, hanging out with people every day, that I kind of miss. But not enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to public school.
When we're in those states where you have your friends,
I have a ton of friends when we go to those places, though. So that's really cool.
Hang out with them then.
And I hang out with them all the time.
And but she's made a friend here.
I have made a friend here. I bugged him to death, and I made a friend here.
Yeah, you got a friend here.
Yeah.
So and you hang out with him.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Like, it's having friends like to hang out with is really fun. And I love it, but you can't always do it everywhere, which makes me a little bit sad, but yeah. We had friends here for a little bit, and we hung out every single day, which is also great, but hanging out every single day, you kind of be like, okay, can we not see each other today? Like, plan days, but, okay, you stay home, I stay home, we won't see each other in these times.
Tell us about a favorite travel memory that you have.
Favorite travel? There's so many. I love traveling. Like, there's so many things that I've loved doing. Like, the mountains. We climbed Mount Elbert, which was so much fun. Hardest thing I think I've ever done. It hurt for the next, 3 days after. But probably one of my favorite things we've done. And then, there's so many. I love everything we do, really. Like, we go to fairs and stuff. What was that one thing called? Where I got a ribbon, the purple ribbon, off the vehicle. It was the parade thing. What was that?
A parade?
It wasn't a parade. It had a special name. It was like a bunch of purple, yellow, and green.
The Mardi Gras parade?
Mardi Gras parade.
Mardi Gras parade.
I love that. Was fun. That was fun. And, like, there's so many things. And so many cool things that we've seen. Like the Sam Houston statue in Texas, we got to see that, and I picked his nose. The head, I picked his nose. Not the tall one.
You did that to Albert Einstein, too.
I did pick Einstein's nose.
She got Albert Einstein's nose, too.
Any statue we've seen...
Watch out, statue. She's coming through your nose.
Yeah, if his nose is in reach, I pick it. That's the thing I do.
Okay, how about your scariest memory?
My scariest memory?
Yeah, has there been a time while we've been traveling that's been scary?
Get out and walk.
Get out and walk.
Okay, story time. We were one time going on a hike somewhere, and we were Googling ourselves to the trail. And we were going down this very long...
Davy Crockett
National
Forest.
And we were going down this very, very long road. And after a little while, it got, like, kind of creepy that it was just the longest road, and it didn't give us any instructions. And then it told us to stop and get out and walk. We were in the middle of the road.
Google Maps for you.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the road, and it just told us get out and walk. So that was kind of creepy.
That's your scariest memory?
It was pretty creepy. Like, I can't say it was something that I'm like, yeah, that was great.
Oh.
But it makes for a good story, I guess.
Oh.
And then, what's another creepy thing that's happened to us?
I don't know. I think living in the hotels was kind of creepy.
Oh, yeah. Living in a hotel is kind of creepy.
When we first started traveling, we started out in a motorhome and it kept breaking down, and finally my husband was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So we pulled over and put the motorhome into a storage facility, and it was 4th of July weekend, and all the hotels were booked, and so we ended up staying in kind of a roach motel, which we ended up getting kicked out of because
we had one too many.
Too many people for a room. But
and
anyway.
The pool for it was green, and like, it wasn't the nicest place.
It was
pretty sketchy.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, okay, we skipped a question here.
Oh.
Do you feel like you're getting a good education? I think you kind of answered that before, but let's just get the question out there.
I'm getting great education. Like, fantastic. I'm sorry, I had to say that joke. I feel like I'm learning a lot more than I would. Like, what was the one thing? The other day, like, I just have random, like, questions that I get throughout the day, and I can Google them, and I'll have a full answer on it. So I learn a lot that way, just by random things I think of. I used to think of so many questions in a day that I started to, like, write them down, and at the end of the day, I'd, like, answer all my questions on my computer at night. So, I've learned quite a bit, I think.
Do you think that being homeschooled and having time to do things like that makes you more of a curious learner instead of, like, a forced
Probably.
learner?
Yeah, I enjoy learning a lot more. So, like, learning doesn't seem as, like, ugh, I have to go and do this. It's more of a, okay, cool, I learned that. Because it wasn't like a chore I had to do every day. It was something I got curious about throughout the day. And then I got an answer to it, which I find great. Like, one of the random facts that we've learned while doing this is that you can eat a person. You just have to have rights. Like, you have to have them sign a contract and stuff that you can eat their left arm. Like, how would you know that in public school? I don't know. But it's one of my favorite things.
Well, if they're in public school, they know it now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's answer a question from Heather. What is your favorite thing about living in different places?
All the things I see, definitely. And all the people I meet. Like, living in the same... Like, if you live in a house in a neighborhood, you see the same people, you go to the same places. It's all just like a big routine, kind of. But when you move around, you meet a ton of people, and you never talk to the same people. You never talk to the same people all the time. You run into different people all the time, and you get to hear their stories and all this stuff. Like, when we were living in Texas, I think our motorhome had just broke down too, and we lived in a tent for 2 weeks, and we met this guy from England, and he served for the Queen, and we got to hear his story and everything. So you get to meet some really cool people, and that's one of my favorite parts, I guess, getting to meet people and hear their stories and stuff. I enjoy that a lot.
So you don't feel like you have a social problem?
I have a definite social problem. I just push myself a lot. I take after my dad a lot. I don't do well with people, but I try to follow her and force myself to talk to people, because if I don't talk to people, I'm not going to have as much fun. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. We have a question from Jennifer.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the RV parks and things that we stay in.
There's been a couple interesting ones.
We usually travel and stay in places like from 3 to 6 months. That's about how we usually do it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that time schedule? Do you like the 3 to 6 months? Would you prefer to stay shorter periods of time in an area or longer periods of time? Or
it depends where we are, honestly. Like, here, I would not complain staying another 3 months. I know she'd go crazy.
I like to move.
Yeah, I like to move too. Like, staying in a place for too long, I get bored, because I start to develop a routine where I meet the same people and I see the same things, and then I get bored. I don't enjoy it. But here, I still feel like there's a lot that we can do in this area, and there's a lot of people I can still meet. But
she hasn't met the whole town yet.
I haven't met the whole town yet. I know a lot of them. Like, I know the people at the gas stations and the thrift stores and the restaurants, but I haven't met the whole town, so. And working at a restaurant here helps a lot. Like, I work at a really, really well-known restaurant here, so I meet a lot of the locals, and I'll just be going through the store here and just see locals, and they'll be stopping me and like, how are you and stuff, which I enjoy that. But, like, if I had to do that forever, I wouldn't have as much fun. Like,
Yeah.
Here, like, since this is a rare occurrence that people stop me in the store and, like, how are you? Like, and I met them from where I work. That doesn't happen often for me. So, like, I find that fun. But if I had to do it for, like, another 6 months, I guess I'd get, like, bored of it. Be like, okay,
Yeah.
no more.
So, since you brought that up, let's go on to that just a little bit. As a traveler, a traveling teen,
Mm-hmm.
and getting your first job.
Okay.
So, how was that? Like, was it difficult?
It was
it, you know, I mean...
Since I'm 15, it is extremely hard to get a job. Me and my friend went up and down the streets asking every single place, are y'all hiring? Can we do dishes? Can we clean the floors? Can we clean your chairs? Just like little odd jobs, hoping they'd say yes or to something. And everybody kind of just gave us a look and was like, we'll call you, or like, we'll see and we'll let you know and stuff. But every time they'd like kind of do like the leaned over, like, yeah, it's not gonna happen kind of move. But so it was really hard. We checked out like a good 27 places and stuff.
Y'all went to quite a few.
We went to a ton
They
of
made
places.
a map
It took
of
us
the
a
town.
It took us a week. We went up and down every day for a week, asking some of the same places over and over again, but they still just tell us no. And it was places that have help wanted signs up and we ready for hire and stuff. And it was for dish jobs and stuff, but since we were 15, they kind of gave us a look. And they're like, not really. Like, good luck, but no. So we got kind of beat down just a little bit after a little while, and we were going to go get a drink from the gas station and talk to the lady there, because she's really nice. And there was this restaurant called Casablanca, and we're like, let's just try it. Let's go in. So we go in, and it was empty, completely empty, and it was just me and her, and we're like, okay, this is just a little bit creepy, because there's no one in there, and it was kind of off the side of the road a little bit. So we're like, this is just a little bit creepy. But we kind of, like, chill in there for a minute, nobody comes out. And so I'm like, I whispered to her, should we say something, or, like, say hi or something? And she's like, no, just wait. So I eventually just yell, hi, and she kind of gives me a look, like, why'd you just do that? So a person comes out, and they're like, do you have a to-go order? And we're like, no, we were wondering if y'all are hiring for any jobs. And so she's like, give me a minute, I'm going to go back here real quick. We're like, okay. So she went back and she got my current boss, and he comes out with a notepad, and he's like, so, you ever bust before? And we're like, no. And he just goes, it's pretty easy. How old are you? And we say 15, and when we say 15, we're like, this is it. We're not going to get this job. It's not going to happen. But he didn't make a face. So we're like, wait, hang on. What? So we said 15, and he's like, all right. And then he put down the pen and paper right in front of us, said, put your name and number. And so we did. And then he pointed at the calendar, and he's like, okay, so our current person won't be able to come in. So you, which he was pointing at me, he's like, can you start tomorrow night? And can you start on Saturday? And this was on, what was it? No, he said you start on Monday. I started on Saturday. So I came in the next day, and, like, it was amazing. I love my job now.
Yeah.
I
You've
work
been working a few months now.
Yeah, I work with the
few months.
nicest people. They're great. I love my job. My boss thinks I'm a, like, amazing brain. She thinks I have an amazing brain, because I think this is part of me being homeschooled. I'm really good at multitasking, apparently. Like, I can process things really well.
Not at home, but apparently at work.
Yeah, at work I do really good. At home, I just want to sleep, so I'm lazy. But my boss, that's one thing she tells everyone. She's like, she's a great multitasker. Like, I don't know. None of the kids I've met can do this. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to say about it. But I love my boss. I love the people I work with. They're all great.
All right, well, let's jump back now to the traveling part. I'm traveling. And tell me, like, about campgrounds. Like, when we're getting ready to go to a campground, is there something that you would like for us to look for? Like, what do you like in a campground?
I mean, we've stayed in a lot of, like, ranges of places. Like, we've stayed in some of the really fancy places to where we are now, which is basically just a parking lot with slots on the side. And it depends on, like, the location and stuff. If it's a big, nice, fancy park with, like, a pool and a playground and stuff, that is going to be so much fun. Especially if you're in, like, a middle of the nowhere kind of place. That makes it a lot of fun. But if you're just in a place with a really nice town, like here, where you can walk everywhere, a not as nice RV park is also really great. It just depends on where you are. Like in Texas, there's one that's like kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's like, it's close enough to stuff, but it has like 3 playgrounds and a bunch of stuff for you to do. It has a giant lake. So like there is really fun.
Yeah, we met a lot of friends there.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends there.
At that one. Okay, let's wind this up with our last question here.
Alright.
What advice would you give teens whose parents are thinking about this lifestyle?
Stay open-minded. Really do it.
With our last question here.
Alright.
What advice would you give teens whose parents are thinking about this lifestyle?
Stay open-minded. Really do it. Just like, it might seem like, dang, I'm going to be stuck in a small space with these people. And I won't have, like, all the room that I want. You don't need all that room. You really don't. And you're going to get closer with these people that you may not want to be around. But being closer with them is a lot more fun. I'm closer with my parents and my brother than anybody, which I love to say. Because a lot of my friends, they're like, how? Like, they're closer with their friends than they are their parents, which I find sad. Like, you need to be close with your family, I think. Yeah. Like, they're my best friends. I love them all. They're great. They're weird. They're very, very weird. And as this podcast and YouTube videos go on, you will learn we're extremely weird and, yeah, we're goofballs, but hopefully y'all enjoy watching and listening to this. But it definitely, just stay open-minded for it. Like, you'll become closer with the people. Your family. No, I can't just call you the people.
The people.
The people.
We're the people.
I mean,
We are the people.
I can say the people. I've lived, my big brother's best friend lived with us, and he's a person that I'm not related to, so he's of the people as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You get close with people, and it's great. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's wind this up. Thank you guys for joining us
On the first episode of Don't Spill the Tea, which, by the way, we have been drinking tea. This is not like something
We
fake.
haven't spilled it.
And we haven't spilled it. So, that's hopefully something that continues on Don't Spill the Tea. We continue to not spill our tea.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. And on our next episode, we plan to have Avery, my son, who has a bit of a different view on our traveling life. And we hope that you've enjoyed hearing Phoebe's view, and we'll get to hear Avery soon. Thank you.